Inner space. The final frontier. This is the world of gelatinous zooplankton. You can think of them as water that's alive. They're little more than a bunch of membranes, and they're as delicate as any form of life in the world. Yet they're tough enough to have been around for millions of years. Wandering the ocean, these creatures are as cosmic as any we might imagine living in outer space. Just look at this flying snail. The heteropod is a snail who breaks all the rules. It has no shell, and it uses its foot as a wing to fly like a miniature Dumbo through the blue abyss. Then there are the jellyfish. Some jellyfish sprout long, stringy tentacles with little round bulbs full of stinging cells, which help to catch their prey. Other jellies are like fishermen, casting sticky nets to snare their food. Then, when they have a full load, they reel in their catch and shove off. A bit further up the evolutionary scale, these comb jellies use tiny paddles to propel themselves around. These rows of paddles give the jelly its beautiful iridescent colors. Looking like a chain of pulsing aliens, these salps silently cruise the open sea. Each little segment is an individual, and they're all stuck together like a necklace that's alive. And those pretty colors inside? Well, those are the stomach, heart, kidney, and other internal organs of these transparent oddities. Some are called nurse salps and give birth to baby salps. You can see the tiny rings of baby salps hanging from the bottom of the nurse salp. Believe it or not, these are our closest relatives without backbones. They evolved into fish, our most primitive relative with a backbone. Many baby fish start as plankton. They drift about in the open sea before they grow up and settle down near the bottom like their parents. In a few weeks, this eel larva will swim down to the sea floor, where it will find a home in a convenient nook or cranny. But until then, it will drift along as plankton. But what exactly is plankton? Plankton comes from the Greek word planktos, which means wandering or drifting. So if it's alive and drifts at the whim of the current, it's a planktonic creature. Plankton comes in all shapes and sizes, from jellyfish to larvae like these, which are attracted to a diver's light. The little specks you see here are really planktonic animals, including shrimp and worms. Tiny plankton like these are the favored food of an amazing variety of undersea creatures. Suspension feeders like soft corals, sea fans, and anemones simply wave in the current, catching whatever drifts by. Many varieties of fish pluck their micro dinner from the sea, using their good eyesight to hunt down tasty tidbits. Clams and worms use their gills, and barnacles use their feather-like feet to filter food from the water. Even larger fish, like manta rays, rely on plankton for dinner. Attached to their gills are gill rakers, which collect tiny plankton by the millions as they cruise through the water. Plankton prove that bigger is not always better. After all, these tiny nomads are even the favorite food of the mighty whale shark, the biggest fish in the sea.